Hey Story Seekers, welcome back to Top 5 Wednesday, and I told you they're all going to be in the same location, so don't be alarmed, this is the same day, but I want to get them all done and quick. So, here we go. Welcome to week 2 of Top 5 Wednesday, and the category for this week is Top 5 Books That You Struggled to Finish. So let's get started. Now actually, I've only struggled to finish one book because it was bad. Because for me, usually when I read a book that's bad, I just want to get it over with. So either I'll put it down or I want to get it over with, so I'll read it really quickly. So this is the only book that I've struggled to finish because I didn't like it, and that was Beautiful Creatures by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. The book actually itself wasn't bad, and I know there's mixed reviews on it. I read this because of Cass J. Tuck saying it was amazing, and I understand why people like it because the language in it is really, really good, and I love the scenery of it, but the characters, for a book to be good in my opinion, the characters have to be relatable, or not really relatable, just, realistic, I guess. And I have to like the characters or dislike the characters because you're supposed to dislike it, sort of. So the characters just put it off for me. I didn't enjoy the books that much. So I struggled to finish it. Plus, it's huge. I did read the entire series. I struggled to finish them all, but I did read the entire series just because I had bought them or got them all for Christmas. So, yeah, those books I struggled to finish. Now, this book I struggled to finish just because it was huge and I was in 6th grade. So, but it wasn't incredibly bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't that bad. I actually enjoyed reading this series a lot. And that would be Ink Death by Cornelia Funk. Funky. I think it's Funk, though. And this book is huge! I think it's over 600 pages, and the rest of the series is big as well, but this was especially huge, and it wasn't my favorite book of all time, but, I did like it, and it was just, I was in 6th grade, and I read this book, guys. Oh my god, I don't remember how long it took, but I do remember it did take a long time, so, Ink Death. The next book that I struggled to finish was Mockingjay, I think just because at the time I was very busy, and this book didn't have, I guess, the same amount of spark, I guess, to it as The Hunger Games and Catching Fire. I actually don't remember a lot about this book, and I'm going to have to reread the entire series before Mockingjay comes out in November. But, a lot of people said it was bad. I didn't remember thinking that it was bad. It didn't have the same sort of spice to it, I guess, as the other books. But, yeah, I kind of struggled to finish this one. And I'll have to reread it to actually tell you, my actual thoughts about it, because I really don't remember, which is kind of sad. Now, these next 2 books I finished to read was because I didn't want them to end, and I actually read them really fast, but, in my mind I was like, I don't want to finish, this is too hard. So the first book that I struggled to read because I didn't want it to end would be The Immortal Fire by Anne Ursa, and this is the 3rd book in the Kronos Chronicles. It's the last book in the Kronos Chronicles, and this was my first series that I really, really, really liked. So I didn't want it to end at all. I love these characters. I love the villain, as in, I hated him, but I loved him. And it's about Greek mythology being real in modern day. And I really, really love this book. I love the characters. I loved everything about it. It's just one of those books. Everyone should read it. This book is huge, but I read this in 3 days, and that was on school days. So, this was just one of my favorite books of all time, and I didn't want it to end. I didn't want to see it end. And I always go back and reread them, whenever I have the time, which is usually never, but I have reread these books, and I love these characters so much. And I was sad when the series ended. I was very sad. The last book that I struggled to finish because I didn't want it to end, which turns out it actually didn't end, but at the time I thought it was going to end, and that would be The Last Olympian by Rick Riordan, which is the last book, or the 5th book, in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, and I just thought I was never going to see Percy again, I was never going to see these characters again, and I was so sad and disheartened, but it turns out that the Heroes of Olympus series came out, and I actually got to see these characters again. So, at the time, it was really hard for me to finish because I love this series so much. But now I don't actually have to say goodbye to them. I actually have to say goodbye to them this year, and I will not be happy. So, expect for The Blood of Olympus to be on this list if, it came out earlier. But, yeah. So, guys, that was my top 5 books that I struggled to finish, whether they were bad, or big, or I just didn't want them to end. So I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, have a great day, read a great book, and I'll see you all later. Bye!
So if you guys want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Doodly, and Game Center, all at Kaylin318. You can also follow me at Goodreads, Tumblr, and Google Plus at Seeker for Stories. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys with my next video. Bye!